Opening scene. Welcome to our cybersecurity update. Today we'll review 5 recent CVEs that underline persistent risks across common software. Staying informed helps protect systems, data, and operational continuity. Let's begin. CVE 2026-26996 Minimatch RDOS vulnerability. First, CVE 2026-26996 affects Minimatch up to 10.2.0, a JavaScript utility for glob pattern matching. The flaw is a regular expression denial of service, RDOS, triggered by malicious glob patterns with multiple consecutive wildcards followed by a mismatched literal. Attackers can craft patterns that cause exponential regex processing time, forcing slowdowns or hangs. Patterns with around 15 plus wildcards were observed to stall processing for seconds or render services unresponsive. Mitigation. Upgrade to Minimatch 10.2.1, which patches the issue. Also validate and sanitize any user input used to construct patterns. Apply length limits and consider timeouts or safe lists. CVE 2026-26990 LibreNMS time-based blind SQL injection. Next, CVE 2026-26990 impacts LibreNMS versions 2.5.12.0 and earlier. The address, search feature, address, search.inc.php, exposes a time-based blind SQL injection via the address parameter. Authenticated users can inject crafted subnet prefixes to change query logic and infer database contents from response time differences, potentially exposing credentials or configuration. Fix. Update to LibreNMS 26.2.0. In addition, enforce strict access controls, review authentication audit logs, and deploy query monitoring or anomaly detection to spot exploitation attempts. CVE 2026-26988 SQL injection in LibreNMS IPv6 handling. Also affecting LibreNMS is CVE 2026-26988. Versions up to 2.5.12.0 fail to sanitize IPv6 address searches in ajaxtable.php, concatenating raw input into SQL queries and enabling arbitrary SQL execution. Successful exploitation risks unauthorized data access, alteration, or deletion. Remedy. Apply LibreNMS 26.2.0 and ensure all SQL uses parameterized queries and rigorous validation for network address input. CVE 2026-26980 Ghost CMS API SQL injection. CVE 2026-26980 affects Ghost versions 3.24.0 through 6.19.0. An API-level SQL injection permits unauthenticated arbitrary database reads via crafted API requests, which could leak content, user data, or internal schemas. This was fixed in Ghost 6.19.1. Administrators should upgrade, review API rate limits and authentication, and audit access logs for suspicious API activity. CVE 2026-26065 Calibre path traversal and arbitrary file write. Finally, CVE 2026-26065 impacts calibre less than or equal to 9.2.1 via PDB readers. Maliciously crafted book files can trigger path traversal, causing arbitrary file writes outside expected directories and risking overwrite of critical files or code execution. Upgrade to Calibre 9.3.0. Only process trusted files, run file, handling components with least privilege, and monitor file system changes where feasible. Closing summary. These CVEs reinforce the need for prompt patching, input validation, least privilege operation, and monitoring. Keep software updated, enforce strong access controls, validate inputs, and watch for anomalies to protect data and systems. Thank you for watching. Stay secure.